own a home or have plans to in the future? Or are you upside down in your mortgage and need help? Tune in right now to the Call Toni Real Estate Radio Show with Toni Patillo and her co-host Carla Dennis. This is where you come to learn about buying real estate. Here's Toni.
Hello, Los Angelinos. I'm your host, Toni Patillo, and you're listening to Call Toni Real Estate Radio here on KTLK AM 1150. I'm here with my co-host, Carla Dennis in the house. We here at Call Toni Real Estate Radio are so proud to bring in Rite Fast Construction to the studio with us today, and especially since they are also our new expert participants with us. These guys are the real deal folks. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Toni.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really conscious about what I'm good at and what I'm not.
Yeah.
And that's why I have people like Jeff to handle the things, the policies and procedures. Mm-hmm. You know, I come from a creative background. Right. I like to build things. I like to design things. I like to see the final product. Mm-hmm. And I come from a personal relationship approach to things. So my strengths are talking one-on-one with my clients and also talking with my crew and my supervisor and with Jeff, and just making sure that there's a fluidity there in all the parts of the company all working together.
Yeah.
You know, Jeff's very technical and he's very specific about how he does things and how he wants things done, and the policies and procedures that we've implemented to make sure that that stuff gets done properly.
There's 4 areas, specifically, I should say, in construction that need to be evaluated. Obviously, the consumer's main concern is going to be their investment. How much is this going to cost me? Okay, now cost doesn't necessarily mean that's the price. Cost can cost a lot more than what the price says it is on the sticker. Now, let's say somebody's going to buy a bicycle and the bicycle costs $500, and there's a bicycle next to it that costs $250. But the $500 bicycle has a 5-year warranty on it. The cheaper bicycle doesn't. 3 weeks later, you're back at the bicycle store because you have 2 punctured tires and need new handlebars. It ends up costing you another $100 to have those be replaced. Right. 6 weeks after that, you're replacing the seat and the frame and so on. Would it have made more sense to invest the larger amount of money in the beginning and get the $500 bike that had the 5-year warranty so you wouldn't have to go back and fix the bike that ended up costing you $600?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's kind of like this. There's the cost versus the price. Now, associated with the cost versus the price, we have how long it takes once the job starts. That's the time frame, the speed by which you receive what you want. Number 2, you have the quality of service you receive, and that's the communication, the execution, the management, and how you feel through the process. And then the 3rd component we have is the quality of the materials you receive when you buy it.
Right.
All 3 of those things need to be considered, and all 3 of those things need to be weighed against the price you invest.
And who's discussing this with the consumer?
Most contractors don't, because they're not trained in this philosophy. They're more focused on explaining to the client how much it's going to cost them relative to the price. And then they create change orders after the job has started, and it ends up going beyond the customer's budget. We do things differently in that regard. We want to explain everything up front so they know exactly to the penny what things are going to cost. See, we don't provide estimates, we give exact quotes.
Almost all the contractors that I know, they're great builders, they're amazing craftsmen, their trades are impeccable for the most part, but they're not businessmen. You know,
one of the unique things about our company, Rite Fast Construction, is that we created a policy, and the policy is expectations that we have as a company to make sure the client's expectations are met. We have the time frame it takes to complete. Many times the contractor will say to the consumer, it's going to take us 6 weeks to complete, knowing full and well it's going to take them 10 or 12.
Right.
But what's the consumer to do once the job's been started? They just have to hold their breath and wait until it's done.
Right.
And that can be painful. Setting up an expectation that isn't met, again, leading us to the disappointment and frustration and resentment.
And we want to remind you that we're here every Saturday at 3 p.m. on Call Toni Real Estate Radio on KTLK AM 1150, where we're committed to bringing you tools for positive change. If you tuned in late and you'd like to go back and listen to the full show, please go to calltoni.com. That's calltoni.com, and click on the previous show's link. You can always call us on our off-air number. That's 888-309-9797. That's 888-309-9797. We want to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and friend us on Facebook. And as always, we want you to have a magical, magical weekend. Thanks for tuning in.